All right. I am so sorry about that. So let me double check. I think we're all good this time. I lost my description to my video, but at least now we're going the right direction. You know, I think I have this all worked out every single time. And there's always something. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for watching. I'm Stampin' Dee Dee. This is Stampin' Thursday, and I have some exciting things to share and to show you today. I'm Deanna Blackman, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Texas, and our weather is gorgeous. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope you're enjoying good weather wherever you are. I know this won't last forever, but right now we've got beautiful fall weather outside. So, all right, you know what? I know one other thing I needed to do. I needed to turn off the sound on my computer or else I get feedback. Oh my goodness gracious, sakes alive, there's so much to think about. All right, so here we are. The first thing I need to do is some housekeeping that I should have done a month and a half ago. A month and a half ago I should have done this, but I didn't 2 months ago. So during the summer, we had a summer picnic basket challenge. And I'm so sorry. I kept waiting to do the drawing because I wanted my husband to do it. And every time I came on, he was either outside working or he was gone. And even today, he's in there on the phone, on an important phone call. And I thought, you know, I'm trying to separate all of these tickets. I just thought, you know, I'm not going to wait any longer. This is ridiculous. So I've got a basket full of tickets for the Summer Picnic Basket Challenge. And so I'm going to go ahead and draw one of these. All right, I just want to mix it up really, really well. And I wish everybody could win. But, all right, here we go. Here, maybe I can back up. And let me pull one out right here. K. Neal. Oops, it's backwards. K. Neal. All right, Kay, and I see that you're watching. Yay! So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get, you can't, probably backwards too, the vintage Christmas set. And the neat thing about this set is this is a year-round. It does have a Christmas greeting, a very Merry Christmas to you. And that's small. That's a good one to have. And flowers and greenery. And this is a fun, it will be a fun set to use. So I'm going to get that to you soon. And thank you to everybody that participated. There were quite a few of you that participated, and I appreciate that. All right, so on to, you're welcome, Kay. You're welcome. All right, I am, thank you for coming to classes and watching the Facebook Lives and participating in the challenges and all of that. So thank you. All right. The monthly stamp club. I'm starting this new. This has been presented to us. So there are several demonstrators who are starting this in a new and different way. I've never done it before. So we're going to give it a try. It's a monthly stamp club that you subscribe to. Now, you can cancel at any time, but if you don't cancel, then it is a monthly basis. It's $35 a month. And the club for the month features a stamp set. And this month, because of my friend Kay, I am featuring Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. So the stamp club does not include the stamp set. It doesn't. You can purchase it in addition, or you may already have it, or you may want to substitute another set that you've got to use in the kits that you get. The kits will not be stamped. Per Stampin' Up, we can't do that. So you will either need to use your Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set, or you will need to substitute another stamp set, which you can do. The cards are designed so that you can do that. So, let's see. If you decide to purchase the featured stamp set for the month, then you will pay the catalog price, and I will pay the shipping and handling, the shipping and tax. So I can do that for you to make it easier. All of the monies will be sent through either PayPal or Venmo unless I make special arrangements with you. So, and like I say, you subscribe monthly. If you do 6 months in a row, then you will get a swag bag of $25 worth of products free. So that's just sort of a bonus for you. If you are one that subscribes every month for 6 months, then you'll get that $25 bonus free. All right, so the kit will include 8, or the monthly stamp club will include 8 card kits, 2 each of 4 designs, and they will all be designed using the featured stamp set for the month. You will get a complete PDF tutorial with photos. You will get $20 to $25 worth of consumable products, supplies, such as this month with the Celebrate Sunflowers, you will get the black matte dots. You will get the linen thread. You will get the gingham ribbon. And you will get a quarter of a package of Abigail Rose Designer Series paper and a quarter of a package of Perfectly Penciled Designer Series paper. $25 worth of products that you will get free with this month's kit. So you get the 8 cards, the tutorial, the $20 to $25 worth of products. Yeah. So that's what you get. And then you'll use your own stamp set, or you can, in addition, purchase. And this is a monthly club to go. So if you can pick it up, you're welcome to do that. If you want it mailed, it will be an additional $10. And I'm sorry for that, but the priority mailing has gone up. I checked it last night. And actually, it's a little over 10, but 10 will cover it. Also, once a month, I will have an in-house time that you can come, and you can do your card kits here. And if you don't have the stamp set for that month, you can use mine. I'll have mine here. So that would be the bonus of coming here. If you can do that, if you're local, can do that. We'll just have a good time. It'll be the Monday night following the 25th. So the Stamp Club will be open for RSVP or for subscription until the 10th of the month. And that's when it closes. And then that gives me time to place my orders and get them in and get the kits done. And then they'll be ready for you to either pick up or to be mailed on the 25th. And then the Monday after that, whenever that is, the Monday evening after that, then I'll open my home to whomever wants to come and work on the kits here and use my products if you want to. All right. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, you comment on here or message me. But I'm going to be featuring that monthly stamp club today, and I will mention it again next week, and then it will close on the 10th. And I'll start getting ready then to mail them to you and, and getting ready for the next monthly stamp club. So, all right. So here we go. I'm going to turn the camera down and switch it around. Hopefully that works. So hang on. All right, let me see what you can see. All right. I think we're good. Looky there. Oh, it's backwards. Why is it backwards? Well, all right. So that's not going to help it any, is it? It's still going to be backwards. Yeah, it's still going to be backwards. Isn't that interesting? Maybe, let me turn it back around and I'll do it the other way. Hold on. So I'm going to turn it this way. It's still going to be backwards, isn't it? Did that help? No, it's still backwards. Well, I guess because I've got my phone in right side up. All right, here we go. I'm sorry about that. I suppose, hold on, because I want this to be clear. So hold on. I'm going to take it out. Turn it over. Now. All right. Here we are. Doggone it. Is it still backwards? Maybe this way. Okay. All right. Now, you'd think I would learn. You'd think I would learn. But all right, here we are. Celebrate Sunflowers. This is the most awesome stamp set. And you know, my funny story is I hadn't bought it. And my friend Kay loaned it to me to use. And in using it, I fell in love with it. I absolutely fell in love with it. Ordered it. And even decided to use it for my first stamp club, monthly stamp club, because I loved it so much. So it's got a great mixture of fonts. This one says, congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. This one says, let's celebrate you. Thanks a bunch. And know that you are loved. I love that. Know that you are loved. Then it's got two different sizes of leaves. And the large sunflower and the smaller sunflower. The awesome thing about this set, I've got part of them already taken out, are the dies. And in particular, this die. And we'll be using that this month on one of the cards. And because the other cards are just the stamps, and you can use any stamp, but for that card, I will die cut that piece for you. It's this card right here. So I will die cut this piece for you, and that way you'll be able to enjoy this kit, even though you might not have the stamp set. So that's that card. Let me move this over here for a minute. So there's that card. There's this card. And there's just several techniques that are used with these cards that I think are so fun. This one I did do the inside. There's this card, the black and white. Don't you love black and white? I absolutely love black and white. And then there's this card. And this is the card that we're going to do today. It's called Double Time stamping. You know, you may be familiar with triple time stamping, but this one is double time, and we'll talk more about that. All right, so these are the card kits that you will get with your monthly class to go, monthly stamp club. And you'll get all the products that you need to make these cards, including this penciled, perfectly penciled designer series paper. You'll be getting some of that. And some of the Abigail Rose designer series paper, which is this lined paper. You'll be getting some of that, a quarter of a package of that as well. All right, so the card, my voice is going away. The card that we're going to make is this card. Now, the funny thing is, I have been working with this card several times because I wanted more. I did this one first. But I wanted more of the card, more of the stamped image to be on the white. So then I made this center part a little smaller and stamped out here more. But then I decided it needed to be up that way a little more. So the one we're going to do today, we're going to move it up just a little bit. Plus I made the black a little bit wider. So I'm playing with it as I go. And I do that. Do you do that? I play with my cards as I go. And I see something I like and I change it a little bit on the next one I make. And anyway, so we're going to make this card. And in doing that, I'm going to show you some of the tricks for this stamp set. Now, here's the first one. You want your die, your big sunflower. This is your big sunflower. Isn't that beautiful? You want your die to match up with your big sunflower so you can cut it out. Well, before I used this trick, I would sit here and I would, every leaf, I would try to figure it out. So what you do to make that easier is you have to do it the first time. You've got to figure out how the die fits the stamp. And then I picked the spot that I'm going to call my bottom. And I want you to see this. And I marked it. I marked it on my die. See where I used the marker, the Sharpie? I marked it on my die. I marked it on my stamp right here. And I also marked it on this side. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's marked right down here. So that when I stamp, I can call this my bottom. So when I put it through my die, I automatically know how it's going to cut. So, all right. So we've got that one that we've marked. And how easy is that to find the way that it cuts? And you have to get it on there. Oops. You have to get it on there. You have to turn it the right way too, or it won't fit. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Now, for this die, I had to do the same thing because when you cut the middle out, you also want it to line up. So that's what I did here. Let me see here. Yeah, and you can't see it as well on this side, but it is marked right here. And it's marked on the other side as well. So that's just a tip to help you with dies like this. I do it on several of my dies. Now, we're not going to be cutting out this big sunflower, but I did want to share that with you so that you would, it would be easier for you next time. For the dies, you've got these stamps, these leaves right here, and this die cuts those leaves out. And then, of course, you've got the bigger leaf that we're using. but that die cuts that leaf out. Then you've got these extra little stems just to embellish your flower. And this is a flower center. And that will actually be used and will be included in your kit already cut out for you. All right. So the first thing I did to get ready for this kit, for the whole thing, is to create a mask. And I've used this several times now. But all I did was stamped my sunflower die, my sunflower stamp, on thin typewriter paper. I stamped it, and then I cut it out of that paper. And I'm going to use this. This is my mask. And I'm going to use it over and over and over again. So, all right. So the supplies that we need for this card, you need a card base, and you will get all of these measurements in your kit. You will need another piece of white and a black mat to go around it. And then for your sentiment, you will need a smaller piece of white and the mat to go around it. You will need your black dots, black mat dots, and the gingham ribbon, both of which you will get in your kit, a full package of those. So for the double time stamping, let me put my stamp here away. For the double time stamping, you want to remove your black mat. And you want to, I've got some temporary removable adhesive that I use for projects like this. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this removable adhesive. This is Tombow removable adhesive. You know that it is because of the green case. But it will wipe right off. It doesn't tear your paper. And then as best I can, I'm going to center this on my card front. All right. So we're going to stamp our image in black memento. Get that over here so you can see everything. And I want a good stamped image. And anytime you do double time or triple time stamping, it's going to leave a space around the second piece of cardstock. Now I'm going to do it with my bottom piece down, and I want some of it off of the center piece, but I'm leaving more of my image up on the center piece this time. So I think I've got it the way I want it. And I'm going to give it a good mash because you want it as much as you can to go around that edge of the second piece. All right, so like I said, it's going to leave an edge because it just holds the stamp up off. You can see the ink that's left on the stamp, and that's just the way that is, but that's why you want to have a matte piece behind it. So we've got that done, but before we take it off, we want to go ahead and get our leaf stamp as well. And you know, I think what I'm going to do this time, on this card, I stamped it with the green. But I really don't want any color off the edge. I want the color to be in the center. So, I'm going to try it with black this time. And then I'll decide which one I'm putting in the kit. I'll see which one I like better. All right. I'm going to stamp that off a little bit. I re-inked my black memento. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'm going to stamp. Oh, mask. Sorry. So, again, we're going to use our removable adhesive. Put a little on the back of this. And now we're going to put our mask down. And you can judge by the flower here. Let's see. It's this way. Here we go. But I'm going to move it when I see how perfectly it covers. But when I do the leaves at the top, I'm going to move it down just a little bit to expose the edges. But what this mask is going to do, it's going to allow it to look like it's stamped underneath the flower. So, behind the flower. So, let's do, all right. All right, now I'm going to stamp this one off of the edge of the center. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp this other one right next to it. Right here. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to move it again this way, just a, oh dear, I moved my center. I didn't mean to do that. So let me move it back. That is that adhesive. It's wonderful for projects like this, but it's also, it does come off easily. All right. Then I'm going to put this back down. There. But this time I'm going to move it this way just a little bit to expose the edges under there. And I'm going to stamp my bottom leaf, and I want it to go off the edge as well. All right. Let me clean my stamp. Whew. Had a lot of ink on it because I re-inked. Put that away. All right, now we're going to lift our mask, and you'll see how the leaves are tucked under the flower because of the mask. If you had not had the mask there, they would have stamped on top of the flower, and you don't want that. So, all right, I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment while we have our ink out. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to stamp it to the right because I'm going to put the ribbon, if you remember, the ribbon is up here in this left corner. Move it down a little bit. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment to the right a little bit. Right in the center. There we go. All right, you see that this happens to me a lot. That is not totally stamped. So what I do, I have a very fine point pen. Oh, that one's the purple one. I don't want the purple. I want the black. I want the black. Okay. I'm going to put that away. And I'm just going to come along here and fill that in just the tiniest bit. This little pen just works wonders. There we go. Know that you are loved. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the mat with my Tombow liquid glue. And the Tombow glue allows me, I'm trying to spread it out on the back because I don't want it to show through. The Tombow glue allows me to move it around. until I get it centered the way I want it. Okay. Here we go. We'll set that aside. And now we're going to bring this back in. And we're going to do some coloring, but we're going to do it watercolor. Now, you can do it any way you want. But I love the watercolor look, especially with these sunflowers. So the inks that we're going to use are Daffodil Delight, So Saffron, Old Olive, Early Espresso, and Soft Suede. All right, and we're going to start with, and I'm going to take it off of this now and set this aside so it doesn't get messed up, because this is the part we're going to color. We're going to leave that part black. Now, to watercolor, you want to take your watercolor pad, turn it over, and I have to stand up to do this, but mash it down really well. And I'm going to do that with both of them. And what that does is that transfers ink to the top of your pad. See how the ink is now on the top. And I'm going to use that ink with my aqua painter. And these, when you order this from Stampin' Up, you get 3 of them. Let's see if I can find my 3. Here's another one. That's the bigger one. Let me take the lids off so you can see the difference. And then there's the third one. Is that it? It's a flat one. Yep. So these are your 3 aqua painters. And they're wonderful. They're fun to use. They're easy to use, easy to clean up, easy to fill. Let me put this back on this one. I'm using the smallest one right now, and I guess you can see the water in there. And right here it says push, and that's where you want to push to get the water out. So I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight first. I'll move this down. And I'm going to squeeze just the tiniest bit of water right there where it said push. I'm just squeezing out a drop of water. And then I'm going to, trying to get everything on the screen here. Now, and I'm going to start from the bottom and work up. And the nice thing about the water painting is that it is not an exact thing at all. And I just want to get some yellow. I'm going to get a little more water out here. Pushing with my pen. I just want some yellow on each petal. But I'm not going to worry about the edges or coloring it to the end. When you're watercoloring, you don't have to worry about that, because you want it to have that freestyle watercolor look. So that's one thing I love about the watercoloring, the water painting, is it really makes it easy. You know, I love using my blends. I do. And shading and shadowing, and I love doing that. But I also love how easy this makes it. Okay, we're getting there, and I'm doing all of the flower petals. Now we're going to come back, we are going to come back and do a little bit of shading with the darker So Saffron. But, and maybe even with the brown a little bit. Now this is a leaf, this is a leaf, and this is a leaf. So we don't want to get the yellow on our leaves, but we want the yellow on everything else. All right, I've got some yellow on these little back leaves, and you can see I've left some white on the tips and even throughout the flower. All right, and because that's the lighter color, I don't have to worry about cleaning my brush, but I will clean it in a minute when I do the green, and I'll show you how you do that. Now I'm going to squeeze some more water out here, and this color is just a little bit darker, and I'm just going to come along the base, and just right along the base. It's just going to add a little bit of depth. Right, can you see how it's just a little bit darker? So I'm coming along the base with my darker yellow with the So Saffron. Now, for your kit, you can use any colors that you have. These sunflowers can be any color. They don't have to be yellow. They can be a stylistic color. All right, there's the darker around the base. And I just wanted it, I'm not going to go into the inside flowers. All right, I think that's all that I need my yellows for. And now for my green. For my leaves, I've already gotten the color in the top by pressing down, and I'm going to squeeze some color, let's see, yeah, you can see this, out on my mat, and I'm going to squish my brush around, and that is all you have to do to clean it. That's all. All right, now I'm going to put a little water in here, and I'm going to do my leaves. So I'm going to start with just the edge, the veins, and then I'll come back, and if I want to fill in a little bit more, but the darker color is going to be when I first start painting it. So I want that to be the vein. So I'll come back to that in a minute, but I'm going to go on and get the vein. Actually, the vein is pretty hidden on this one. So I'm just going to get that part of the leaf there. And the vein is pretty hidden on this one too. So just right out there where the lines are, the stamp kind of shows you the lines. Now I'm going to add some water. And I'm going to get over here where I've done before, and it's a little bit lighter. And now I'm going to come in and pull that color up out of those veins just a little bit. I'm not worried about the whole leaf being colored, but I do want there to be some contrast there. So I want us to know where the leaf is around this flower. All right, there's that leaf. And now we're going to finish up this one. This makes coloring really fast. The water painting does. All right. So there are our leaves. And now what we have left is the center of our flower. And for that, we're going to use two different browns. We're going to use Soft Suede and Early Espresso. And I'll do the lighter one first. Oops. But these, I need to get some ink at the top. Hopefully that did it. Let's see. Yep, there's enough there. And I need to clean my brush, so I'll do that over here. And I'll swish it around until I don't see the green, which the green's going to be a little harder to get out than the yellow, but I got it. And I'm going to give me a little bit of liquid here so that I can do the center of my flower. And I'm just going to do the whole thing. Make it easy. Do the whole thing, because then we'll come back with the darker and highlight the rings. All right. I think we pretty much got that. All right. And now I'm going to keep that open though, because we may come back to it. Oh yeah, we got lots of dark here. And I don't have to worry about cleaning my brush because this is a darker color. All right, now I'm going to come along the edge with this darker color. And this is not uniform, so you don't have to worry about getting out of the line. And you know what? Flowers are not perfectly, they're not all the same, and they're all different. So there's no right or wrong. All right, now I'm going to come and do my center. I just want to get a center ring, and I'll put this over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to come on in and color in the center. And now I'm going to come back. I need to get the darker color off here just a little bit. And I'm going to come back with my lighter color. And I'm just going to blend just a little bit. Just a little bit. Blend that, pull that darker so that it's not such a cut and dried line. All right. I think that makes it look a little closer to realistic. Right in there is, I see some. There we go. All right. That is, now, one thing I was going to show you that you can do if you want to spend a little bit more time, and if you want to add a little bit of depth. I did it on this one. I played around on this one, which was my second one. All right. So if you, on the very tip of your aqua painter, if you want to create a little depth by coming right along the edge here. Come along the edge, like come along the edge here and here. It creates a little bit of depth where they overlap, where the leaves overlap each other, and you'll see as I do more. You'll see it creating the depth. You see the depth begin to show? And, you know, you don't have to do it on all of them. Maybe just on one side where you feel like the light is shining in. The light would be coming from this way for this particular effect. All right, I'm just going to, that's all I'm going to do on this one. And then you can also come along the bottom just a little bit if you want to do that. Just a tiny bit. Up into the, all right, there we go. That's all I'm going to do on that. Now I'm going to clean my brush. Good. Well, there's not much on it. All right, put the lid on that. Close my ink. Now we're ready to put our card together. So I'm going to get my base and I'm going to crease it really well with my bone folder. And I'm going to mat. You know what? I always get ink on stuff. Always. Always. If you've watched my videos, you know I always get ink. All right, and then I'm going to use my adhesive, my Stampin' Seal, to put the front onto the mat. And I'm going to center it as best I can. All right. And then I'm going to put my mat on the front of my card. Now, if you want to use dimensionals for this, you can. I didn't because I'm going to use dimensionals on my sentiment, but you certainly can. All right, and then you want the flower edges to line up. There we go. And that is how you do a double stamping card. So now you see that the center part is colored, whereas the outer edges are still black and white. And I did move the flower up a little bit from this one, as you can see. Or actually from this one. No, it was from this one. I like it better moved up. I like it better moved up. I like the bigger mat a little bit better because it covers that edge. Can you see how it covers that edge? The bigger black mat. So I'll definitely have the bigger black mat. It covers the edge. All right, so we're ready to put our cinnamon on with dimensionals. And we're going to add our dots and our ribbon, and we will be done. Know that you're loved. Okay, I'm going to add the ribbon, tie a quick bow. I should have tied it ahead of time because my fingers will not work. I also have a Band-Aid, I'm sure you've noticed, on one of my fingers, which doesn't help, but I think we're going to get it. Maybe? Nope, we didn't. Why is it I can tie these things so fast when I'm not on video? I don't know. Here we go. All right. Oh, my. Now, you want a really small bow because you don't want it to overpower your sentiment. So I think that about does it. And I will trim the edges of my ribbon. I'll use a glue dot to put it on. And you can put it wherever you want it. I thought it kind of looked cute up there in the... And then my matte dots, I'll put them on. Let's see. I'm going to put one of them right here. And then I'm going to put one over here. I wish I had something to put up there. Oh, and that one is going to go right there. I suppose I could put one there and one down here somewhere. Well, not for this one anyway. All right. We are set. Now, I didn't do anything to the inside of this card. That'll be up to you to do. But that's it. That is our card. You can see each one of these are just a little bit different. But I like this one better. I like this one the best. And that's because I played around with the other two. And which one do you like best? Which one? I shouldn't have told you which one I like best. I should have waited to see which one you like best. All right. So now we've got that one done. These are the other cards that go with this monthly stamp club. I hope you will participate. It's great because it's online, it's virtual, it's you don't have to be here to participate in it. And just message me or comment and let me know. And I would love for you to participate in this. Thank you. This has been a longer video because we did some coloring. But thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy it. Give me a thumbs up or a smiley face. And I would love for you to share it with someone else. I'll be putting it on YouTube momentarily. So you can also ask, you can access it there. And if there are some who are not on Facebook, they can always get it on YouTube. So, all right. I hope you have a blessed day and a good weekend. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. I don't know where the finish is. Okay, I have to take it off to finish it, I guess.